Hey y'all. Okay, let's make one of my most favorite things to make, a big pot of chili. And what makes that even better today, I have my new Dutch oven pot and I'm so excited to use it. I have washed this and I have it ready to cook this chili in, y'all. If you didn't see my post earlier, this is a large 7.5 quart. This is the Caribbean blue. I think this color is just beautiful. I know it doesn't match my white cookware, but I love this. I love to have a variety of colors. I'm wanting to order some smaller ones, and I think I'm gonna get different colors in those to just kind of have a variety of beautiful color, okay? So for this chili, y'all, and move y'all on up here. I have so much stuff here on my counter. First thing we're going to do is cook our ground beef. All right, and in this, I'm not going to use all of this. This is some ground chuck. It was on sale for $4.59 a pound. And this is a little bit shy of 3 pounds. We're not going to use all that. I'm thinking we're going to do about 2 pounds because I have some stew meat here that I grabbed on sale yesterday that we're going to also toss in it. Sometimes I add this, sometimes I don't. But I knew yesterday when I seen this, I was wanting to make some chili, so I snagged a pack, and it was on sale too. So, I'm going to show y'all how we're going to do that too here in a minute. But first thing we're going to do is get this ground beef going, or ground chuck. Let's see. Let's do about, I love a good meaty chili, so I like to put a lot of meat in it. And when I make chili, y'all, I make a big pot. Y'all probably do too. It's just one of those things you can't make a little bit of. I do try to occasionally if I want to throw me together a little pot of chili, but it's hard to do that. Alright, y'all. That may be about half a pound left. And I'll take it out of this, and y'all know how I do. I will take it out. There's something in that. What is that? Let me take that out. Y'all know how I like to do. I'll take it out of this. I'll kind of pat it out a little bit, put it in a freezer bag, toss it in the freezer, and it's perfect whenever you just want to throw something together real quick and you need just a little bit of ground beef. So that's what I will do with this. I'm gonna set this aside. So here we are. So I'd say this is still around about 2 pounds because, like I said, that was shy of 3 pounds, and we left that little bit. So I'd say about 2 pounds. Anyway, let me wipe my hand off, y'all. Hang on just a second. Okay, y'all, of course we're going to be putting a ton of good seasonings in our chili. But I do want to season up our beef a little bit while it's cooking, so we're going to do a little bit of onion powder. And I mean, I'm very generous with it whenever I'm making something like this. Garlic powder. Okay. And I'm going to do just a little bit of my Cajun. I'm not going to add any of this into the actual chili, but I'm going to put a little bit on my ground beef instead of putting salt, okay? So we got that. And I'm just going to let that cook down. And y'all, while that is cooking, I'm going to chop up my veggies. Look at all these veggies I've got here that's going to go in. I have 1 large onion and half of one that I already had in the fridge. I have 1 stalk of celery and a couple of the leaves. I have 1.5 red bell pepper, and then I have 1 jalapeno and 1 orange bell pepper. I bought one of those packages where it was three peppers in one, and then I had half of a red already in the fridge. And I may not use all this red. I'll just wait until I get it all chopped up and kind of see where we're at. But I do love a lot of peppers in my chili, so we'll see. So anyway, y'all, let me cook this, chop these up, and I'll come back and we're going to sear up this this little bit of stew meat. All right, y'all, so I got our ground beef all cooked up here. I've got this in a bowl. Now we're going to put in our little bit of stew meat here that we have. So it's getting hot, so I'm going to toss it in. This is about 3/4 of a pound, not even a whole pound. And you know, a lot of times stew meat will be really lean. However, this one, if you can tell by looking at it, it has a little bit more fat in it than what a lot of them do. So I grabbed it and and I think it's really good, a really really good little addition to put in your chili. Shoot, I got you way up there. I had some one day, this was years ago, and I just happened to toss it in my chili. Kanan loved it, and so I just kind of been doing it ever since when I have it. Sometimes I don't add it, but sometimes I do. We're going to season this with the same thing we seasoned our ground beef with, onion powder. It's just a very nice little change up in your chili. Garlic powder. Some of our Creole. And some black pepper. I like to put the black pepper on the little pieces, excuse me. Now I'm just going to let this cook around for a second and give it a little bit of sear. Then we're going to toss our veggies in, and then we'll be ready to go in with everything else. Now y'all, I know this is not a quick and easy. Oh yeah, and I meant to tell y'all too. Those stew meat pieces, I cut them. I like to try to cut them in half or maybe into threes. That way they're smaller, little bite-sized pieces, and it helps them cook and get a little bit more tender. Okay, you can leave them whole if you want to. I just choose to kind of chop them up a little bit. Okay, but what I was saying is, I love more than anything a real quick and simple chili to throw together, and I do that a lot of times. However, I'll go ahead and tell you, this is not one of those. This is more of a chili whenever you're home for the day, you're doing your housework, you're doing laundry, cleaning, and you have time to kind of tend to it. This is more of just a full-blown homemade chili. We're going to use all the different seasonings, all the fresh veggies, you know. So again, if you think you may want to make it, just say, you can always save the video and you can always go back and watch it later. I do that a lot with recipes that I see that I want to cook. I'm going to hit this with a little bit of our W sauce. It seems like this pan's getting a little dry. Just to kind of loosen some of that up in there. But again, like I said, I do love to just throw a quick chili together using the little packet, but this is not one of them. And if this is, you know, not your way that you would like to do it, that's okay. But I just want to show it to you. It's a very delicious chili. Like I told y'all before, I like to brag about this, y'all. Back whenever I worked, you know, I worked in healthcare, and I would be like maybe in a rehab facility or hospital or whatever. We would do like little chili cook-offs, and I always won with this chili, y'all. So I'm not saying I won any big competitions or anything like that, but I still like to talk about me winning those. It was just always fun, and everybody always loves this chili. So y'all will love it if you didn't make it last time. And I know I have a lot of new followers since then. So y'all will want to definitely try this chili. You will love it. Like I said, I've cooked this for years, and all my friends and everybody always loves it. This was one of Kanan's most favorite things that I made. He loved a big pot of chili, just like I do. I love it too. But anyway, y'all, I'm just going to let this stew meat kind of cook around for a second, let it get a little bit of sear on it, and we'll get that out, and then we're going to put our veggies in, and then we're going to be ready to put everything in, y'all. Okay, y'all, our little stew meat here has been searing around. You see we got that good color on that pan. We're fixing to get all of that off. We're going to leave that in there, and we're going to throw in 1 tablespoon of butter and all of our veggies here. Remember, we have some onion, some orange bell pepper, red bell pepper, 1 jalapeno, and 1 stick of celery. And let me tell y'all, you know, I had the whole onion out and half of another one. I ended up only doing half of that other onion, so about 1 large onion, and I also ended up not doing all of the bell pepper. So about 1 orange bell pepper and about 1 large red and about 1 large onion, okay? You know, it's hard to tell sometimes until you get it all chopped up, but I love a lot of veggies like this. It's just my favorite way to do a good chili, okay? Alright, so now all I'm going to do is just let this cook around for a second. Let that butter deglaze that bottom of that skillet a little bit, which we got some other stuff that's going to help that come off too. But don't that look good so far, y'all? Smells amazing already. All right, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit, let this cook for a second, and then I'll come back, y'all. Okay, y'all, I think I have you up here where you can see down in this pot really good. We have gotten all that good stuff off the bottom of our pan. Now we're going to add in some garlic. Now you can use fresh garlic, garlic powder, or your little minced garlic, whatever you have. I'm going to do a good big heap. We're making a big batch, so I'm going to do quite a bit, y'all. Quite a bit. Let's see. Okay. Get that in there. I got some in my Walmart order. Y'all remember I had run out. And I got me some. Ooh, you can always smell that garlic so quick. It smells so good. Okay, now I'm going to do just a couple tablespoons of tomato paste. Now you don't have to do this. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on if I have it, okay? So let's see, that's about 1 tablespoon. We're going to do about 2. About like that, okay? These little tubes are the best thing to have. I love to keep them on hand, and for the longest I had forgot to get any. It's just one of those things I don't remember to get until I need it, you know? So just mix that around really good. It just kind of helps as a thickener for your soup or chili, whatever you're making. Stir that around really good. Okay, now we're going to put some of our other liquid. I like to do a couple dashes of hot sauce. And y'all, like I said, I know this is a lot, but this is typically things you already have on hand. This is not a lot of ingredients that you're going to have to go to the store and buy. Okay, so just a couple dashes of your hot sauce. All right. Some of your W sauce. Now I do a little bit more of this, so I like to take that lid off, especially when it's a full bottle like this because it comes out slow. So a couple tablespoons of your W sauce. All right. Let's mix that around really good. Oh goodness. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put our ground beef back in, just like that. Okay. Set this over here. Mix that around and all those good flavors. I wish y'all could smell this right now. Y'all would love it. Does that look good already? Now I do put beans in my chili, so for any of those out there that don't like beans in their chili, that is fine. I understand that. I like chili with beans or without, but when I make it, I do put beans in it, okay? So just mix that around really good. Okay, now we're going to put all of our seasonings in there. I already have these measured out. I did this ahead of time, so I wouldn't have to take up as much time. I'm going to dump all this in there, and then I will tell y'all exactly how much I used because I wrote it all down so I could let y'all know. I just want to go ahead and get that in there. That way while it is cooking, I can tell y'all what we used, okay? So we got that. Oh boy. Look at all that, y'all. Got that good dark color to it now. So here in a minute, we're going to go over those seasonings. I just want to go ahead and get this going, especially since I'm behind tonight. Y'all, I have been dragging around today. I meant to get this going a long time ago. Look how dark that color is. Okay, give me just a minute. I got to get some water that we need to put in here. And I'll come back. We're going to add our other stuff, and we'll go over the seasoning. Alright y'all, this is one of my main ingredients. If you remember from last time whenever I made chili, this is one of the main ingredients in my chili that makes it so good. Some beer. Now listen, if you don't want to buy a beer, or if you don't believe in it, or if you just don't want to have it, whatever way, I get it, I respect that. You can do just some extra broth or just some extra liquid if you want to. However, this does give it a amazing flavor, okay? It helps cut back that acidity from the tomatoes. You won't have heartburn. I don't know what it is about it, but it just does something great for your chili. I put this in my Walmart order last night, and because you can buy a single for this is a 25 ounce, so it is so big. I don't think you can buy a single, what is it, the 12 or 16 ounce, I don't know, the regular size can. Anyway, this was what they showed for a single order, so this is what I got. I don't think we're going to need this much, but that's what we got. Anyway, so now after we put all of our seasoning in, y'all can see here, look how good this looks. Y'all, this smells so good. It's amazing. Okay, so now we're going to put our beer in. Now don't worry, the alcohol cooks out of this. You don't have to worry about anything like that. It all cooks out, okay? So like I said, this is 25 ounces. So we're going to do, this is the first liquid that you put in after you put all your seasons and everything in, okay? So let's see, that's about half right there. Let's stop, see where we're at. It just, it gives it such a delicious flavor. I don't know how to explain it, but it just does. I call this beer chili because I put that beer in it, and so that's why I call it that. All right, so I'm making a huge pot, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more. So this is 25 ounces. I think this is probably about 15 ounces that just say that I put in here. You can do however much or little you want to do, okay? Okay, so now with that beer, I'm going to put in some water. Maybe, what is that, about a cup, okay? About a cup of water. Now what I'm going to do is just let this sit here and slow cook for a little bit. That alcohol is going to cook out, and we're going to just let this hang before we add in our tomatoes and our beans and all of that, okay? I'm going to pop the lid on it. This is just going to cook. It's going to tenderize that those little pieces of stew meat, and y'all, it will be so good, I'm telling you. All right, let me get y'all back here, and I'm going to go over our seasonings with y'all, okay? And like I said, this is a lot, but it's a lot of things that you already have at home in your cabinet. Okay, I wrote this down as I measured it out so I could be sure to tell y'all exactly what I used. And we'll do a quick little taste test here in a minute after that beer and everything cooks out. And that way we know if we may need to tweak it or add a little bit more. Okay? So go get your pen and paper out, y'all. Pause, get your pen and paper out. I'm fixing to go over the amount of seasons here that I wrote down. And y'all, I know a lot of times people say, well, take a screenshot of that or put a picture on here so we can take a screenshot of it. Y'all, I just jot down little notes for myself. If I was to put this on there, y'all would be more confused than you was by watching the video, okay? This is just a little sketch for myself, okay? So, 3 tablespoons of chili powder. Now, let me tell y'all something else. I use a lot, and this is just my preference, but I want to share it with you. I use a lot of the cheap Walmart brand seasonings. I love to save money, and so I use a lot of those. However, for my chili seasoning, I do like the McCormick. I'm not affiliated, but I just want to tell y'all, I like the McCormick chili powder. I feel like it tastes different. It makes a difference. So get you some of this. It's good. It does make a difference, okay? You may have a preference or a favorite that you like, but 3 tablespoons chili powder, 1 tablespoon cumin, 2 teaspoons smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon regular paprika, 1 teaspoon oregano, a pinch of crushed red pepper, and a pinch of like red pepper flakes. I do a little bit of both. I do like a pinch of cayenne, and I do a pinch of the crushed red. Okay, you can leave that out if you don't want to. I do like a little kick to my chili, but not just so hot you can't eat it. Okay, so a pinch of each. And 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of pepper, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and then 1 teaspoon of cocoa. Did I leave it out? Yeah. This right here. This is unsweetened, but y'all trust me. Put you 1 teaspoon of this in there. Okay? I know it sounds crazy. I thought so too, but I tried it and I love it. Okay? And then I did 4 beef bouillon cubes. You know, just the little beef bouillon cubes. And then y'all seen me do the couple splashes of W sauce. Y'all seen me do the splash of the hot sauce. Y'all seen me put the garlic, the beer, and the water. So that's where we're at right now. All that I just did is what I have written down right here, and that's it for now. That's the most important thing about it. And then after I let this cook for a bit, we're going to add our tomatoes, our beans, and just let this hang out. We'll do, like I said, we'll do a little taste test. Sometimes you might need to add a little bit more salt, maybe a little more chili powder. You just never know. So maybe a little more garlic. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to let this hang out here for a second, y'all. I'm going to kind of get everything cleaned up. I'm going to get all these spices put up. I still have all my spices out over here where I measured them out earlier. And I'll come back and we'll just put our canned stuff in and we'll be good to go. We'll be ready to let this simmer. Okay, y'all. Our chili has been cooking now for about 30 minutes. And as you can see, you know, it has quite a bit of liquid in here. It's pretty thin. I don't like my chili this thin. But all this stuff we're fixing to add in will definitely thicken it up. But if you don't want tomatoes or beans in your chili, you can stop at this point. This is a very delicious flavor at this point. I might just add some tomato paste or something like that to kind of thicken it up a little bit. But it's perfect if you don't want to add other stuff. All right, in my bowl here, I have some whole tomatoes that I just kind of crushed up with my hand. I'll show you. Hang on just a second. Let me put a little bit of water in this bowl. I'll be right back and I'm going to show y'all what I used. Okay, I just wanted to rinse that bowl out a little bit, get all that good stuff out. But this is what I used. These are just whole peeled tomatoes, and I just like to put them in that bowl and kind of crush them up. I choose to use this and crush them myself over diced tomatoes. You can do diced tomatoes. I think these give like a softer bite to them. I don't know what it is. I just choose to use those, but you can definitely use diced tomatoes, okay? And then I have a can of crushed tomatoes, and both of these cans, that was a 28-ounce can of the whole tomatoes. This is a 28-ounce can of the crushed tomatoes. And I'll add some liquid into this too. I'll wait a second, and I'll just do all the cans at one time, y'all. All right. So 28-ounce can of crushed, and then here's all my other stuff. I had opened these earlier and I put this foil over it because y'all know I get tore up if I think a fly or something's gonna get on my food. This is 1 can of Rotel. I like to add that. And then I'm gonna do 1 can of these cannelli beans. I really liked these beans in that soup I made the other night. And a lot of you, if you know, this is just a white kidney bean. So I really like these. So I rinsed and drained these. Okay. And then I'm going to do a can of my mixed chili beans. I love, you know, I told y'all the other night, I love these beans. You can get them at Walmart. It's like a variety. It gives a beautiful color in your chili because there's so many different ones in there. And I absolutely love it. Okay, y'all. Let me rinse all these cans out real quick, and I'll come back and we're going to mix all this up and see where we're at. Okay, y'all, I rinsed all of them, poured that little bit of liquid in here. Now we're going to do a good mix and see where we're at. I just love that variety of color. I love the color of those cannoli beans. I didn't used to use those, but I just think it's pretty in your chili, and it just kind of stands out. It's something different. But you can definitely just do your regular kidney beans or just a regular can of chili beans, whatever you want. So now what we've got to do is try to see if we have enough, if we want to add more beans, because I do have another can over here in case. I wasn't sure how many cans I wanted to add, but look at that. Don't that look good? See, I love seeing those white, that variety of color in there. I just think it looks so good. It just kind of stands out a little bit. Let's see. Do we want to add another can or do we not? I can't decide, y'all. I'm undecided right now. Let's see. Maybe a few. Maybe let's add a half a can. Hang on a second. Let me open this can of beans, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. So I have just a can of regular chili beans here. I love these. These is what I always used to use before I started using those other ones. I love the liquid in this, so I'm gonna add the liquid and all. And I think I'm gonna do about half. That's about 3/4 of a can. I may end up adding the whole can, who knows. But I just feel like I need it a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's better. This is a big pot of chili, y'all. Does this not look so good? I'll tell you what. Okay, y'all, that is our chili. I am going to pop a lid on this. I'm just going to let this slow cook for a while. I mean, a good while. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this video off. Since I'm gonna let this cook for so long, I'm going to make some of the firecrackers. I'll do a separate video for that, but I think I'll do those while our chili is cooking. So just look back for that. It will be a separate video, and then I will do I'll come back and do a video with our chili and our firecrackers and everything together, okay? And like I said, I'm a little late tonight, what's new? That's how I am. I've been dragging around today. I get caught up doing other things, and so anyway, I'm gonna clean all of this up, shut this off, do our firecrackers, and then we will taste this chili. I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm loving my Dutch oven. I can't quit looking at it. It's so pretty. But anyway, I was thinking there was something else I was going to tell you. Oh yeah, I'll do a taste test in a little bit. I'm going to let this simmer for a little bit. I'll get me out a little bit in a bowl. That's what I normally do, and I will taste it. And if I end up adding anything or making any adjustments, I will let y'all know in the comments. So just look in the comments for that. But anyway, I will see y'all in a bit with some firecrackers. All right, bye-bye.